Hello, history buffs. Today, we will talk about Cleopatra, one of the most powerful and controversial women of the ancient world. Cleopatra was the last ruler of Egypt and was remembered for her beauty, intelligence, and political moves. In this video, we will take a deep look at her life from birth to death. We will also provide information about Cleopatra's children, appearance and charm, and discover how she made an impact in her time. She was born in 69 BC to a family belonging to the Ptolemaic dynasty of Egypt. Cleopatra VII was the daughter of Ptolemy XII. Her father saw Egypt's economic and political situation in difficult times. Due to family tradition, Cleopatra was provided with great opportunities in terms of education. She mastered languages such as Greek, Egyptian, and Latin, and gained in-depth knowledge in areas such as philosophy, astronomy, and mathematics. As the erudite of her time, she became not only a queen but also an intellectual figure. She was only 18 years old when she first ascended the throne of Egypt in 51 BC. She reigned alongside her brother Ptolemy XIII. However, this had a complex and hostile dimension to her relationship with her brother. A power struggle began between the parties. Cleopatra made political maneuvers to stay on the throne. The civil wars that increased the instability in the country led her to develop a new strategy to strengthen and maintain her reign. Cleopatra met Julius Caesar, the most powerful man in Rome, at a young age. In 48 BC, Cleopatra started a war to dethrone her brother Ptolemy XIII. During this war, Caesar came to Egypt. After winning the victory, Cleopatra used all her power to stay by his side and increase her political influence. During this process, a passionate relationship began between the two. Cleopatra and Caesar's relationship created an important bond between Rome and Egypt. As a result of this relationship, they had a child named Caesarion. Cleopatra's child had the potential to be the legitimate heir of Rome. Cleopatra's physical appearance has given rise to many legends throughout history. According to ancient sources, Cleopatra's appearance was marked not only by her physical features, but also by her charisma and persuasive personality. Plutarch and other ancient writers, while emphasizing Cleopatra's beauty, stated that her true appeal stemmed from her mental and emotional depth. Cleopatra's long, dark hair and rich complexion, and her preference for costumes decorated with gold and precious stones in her clothing strengthened her position as a queen. Kohl eyeliner, especially used in eye makeup, was an important element to reflect Egyptian traditions and enhance her beauty. Julius Caesar's 1st century BC. After his assassination in 44 BC, Cleopatra focused on how to take advantage of the political turmoil in Rome. In the same year, Octavian, later Augustus, began to gain power. This posed a threat to Cleopatra. During this period, Cleopatra had to deal with the ongoing uncertainties in both her political struggle and her personal life. In 41 BC, Cleopatra crossed paths with the Roman general Mark Antony. Antony formed a partnership with Cleopatra to avenge Caesar and take control of Egypt. The love that began between the two soon turned into a political alliance. Cleopatra provided Antony with political support, while Antony worked with her to make Egypt strong again. This love story became one of the most unforgettable novels in history. Cleopatra's influence and charm had a significant impact on Antony. Cleopatra's son from Julius Caesar, Caesarion, was born in 47 BC. Caesarion, whose full name was Ptolemy XV Philopator Philadelphos Caesar, became a symbol between Egypt and Rome. However, whether he would be accepted as a legitimate heir in Rome has always been a matter of debate. Cleopatra also had 3 children from her relationship with Mark Antony. Alexandros Helios, born in 40 BC, he was seen as a great hope by the Romans, especially for the future of Egypt. Cleopatra Selene II, born in 40 BC, she later married Juba II in Rome and became Queen of Mauritania. Cleopatra Selene continued her family's political legacy. Ptolemy Philadelphos, born in 36 BC, like her other siblings, she would become a figure who contributed to political relations between Rome and Egypt. Cleopatra's children were part of her personal and political legacy, and over time they held various positions under Roman influence. Cleopatra skillfully combined love with politics, trying to strengthen her own kingdom and preserve Egypt's independence. Among Cleopatra's domestic political turning points during this period were making agreements with Rome and protecting Egypt's wealth. With the wealth coming from North Africa, she had a clever way of pleasing her own people and gaining allies. She also continued to develop good relations with the local powers in Egypt. Cleopatra and Antony fought the Battle of Actium in 31 BC. This battle was decisive for both sides. The Roman army led by Octavian prevailed over the combined forces of Antony and Cleopatra, and this represented a great loss for Cleopatra's reign. When Cleopatra and Antony returned to Egypt after the war, they realized the impact of the war's outcome on them. After the war, Cleopatra and Antony returned to Egypt. However, this accelerated Cleopatra's political decline. Antony fell into depression after the war, fearing the loss of Cleopatra. Their story came to a tragic end in 30 BC. Cleopatra and Antony decided to commit suicide. The process following Cleopatra's death resulted in Egypt being annexed by Rome. It is said that Cleopatra ended her life either by snakebite or by drinking a poisoned drink. Cleopatra's death resulted in Egypt being annexed by Rome, thus marking the end of Egyptian rule. However, the legacy of Cleopatra's life and political style made her one of the most influential female figures in history. Her life is not just a human story, but also a profound narrative of female strength and influence. With her legendary beauty, intelligence and courage, Cleopatra has inspired many works of art, literature and films to this day. Cleopatra's life is a testament to how women can play important roles in history. Cleopatra's life has inspired many writers and artists throughout history. Literature and art have continually reinterpreted her story. Today, Cleopatra continues to be a hot topic. Novelists, filmmakers, and historians continue to detail and reshape her life. Thanks for watching our video. What did you think of Cleopatra? Was she a good or bad charismatic leader? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments.